Hey, this is Chris Crawford with Chris Crawford Knives, and I have a new project that I'm about to start on, and I'm really excited about it. And this is a knife. This is an old Schrade pen knife. This is actually a double-ended switchblade that someone sent to me probably about a month ago, and I've been so busy I really hadn't had a chance to get into this. But he sent this to me to take apart and try to reproduce, and so I thought I'd film it. This knife was probably made in the teens or the 20s, maybe even as late as the 30s, but it's a really old knife, and I think this is going to be a very interesting project to get involved in. This is a close-up look at the knife, and so as I mentioned, it's two-bladed. We'll get a look all the way around. It's got these little bitty bolsters on the end, I guess, so if you drop it, it's probably just more functional than fashionable, so that if you drop it, you don't bust the bone. Which, by the way, this is one of the reasons it was sent to me, because this bone does have a crack that runs all the way down through there. I super glued it back. You can see right there that it's a little chipped out. But each side has its own safety and its own button to deploy the blade. So we'll go ahead and deploy. Let's see. This is the side with the main blade. So we're going to come down here and take the safety off. Press the button. I'm going to hold it like this. I'll talk about why in just a second. All right. So the blade locks closed and the blade locks open. Now there's a little bit of play in the blade, but it does lock. And then we're just going to leave that out. And for the back side, take that off. Had a little kickback, but I'm going to talk about that too. So it's a little pen blade. Now, if you look down in here, you can see the spring. It's got one spring. And watch what happens when I push down on one side. Like notice over here, it raises up. All right. I'm going to push down on that side right here, and you're going to see this over here raise. See there? Do that again. So you watch this side over here raise. So basically what you've got is you have one spring down in there, and you have this pin that sits in front of the spring, and so the spring kind of rocks. And so if you had one blade, which you wouldn't really have a good legitimate reason for doing this, but if you had one blade already opened, then the spring is weaker, see there, versus if I had this blade closed, it's a lot faster. Now, one thing you noticed, one of the problems with this knife, and this is interesting because we're going to get into talking about patents here in a little bit, which you'll find either really interesting or really boring. But one of the issues, so this is made by Schrade. One of the issues that he realized, I say he, there was three brothers that were all part of Schrade. I think George was the main inventor. But anyway, one of the problems that they encountered was this kickback, right? So, you know, it flies out so fast. This back piece right here is not a back spring. It's just a solid piece, kind of like you might find in a liner lock or something. It's kind of like a spacer. So it's not a back spring, so you don't really have anything applying. See how loose this blade is when I push the button in? So it's pretty free. So you don't have anything in there to slow it down or to hold it open. Now, if you're super fast, which I was playing around with this when I first got it in, I could hit the button and pull my thumb off quick enough, like that I got my thumb off the button quick enough to allow the button, there's a lever under the button and it re-engages the blade when it's open. This back one, the pen blade, it went so fast. Yeah, it goes so fast that it's like, I can't even. Watch how fast that thing deploys. Okay, so if I were just carrying this day to day, considering these issues, I would just hold it kind of like this, pointing down a little bit, and then hit it, and then, because even like this, I'm going to do it from the side, even like this, you can see there's a kickback, but as long as I hold the button in, it's going to allow the knife to Yeah, I didn't have it in all the way. Let me do that again. It's going to allow the blade's going to come on down like that, and then I release the button and it locks. Same with the pen blade. Well, man, that thing kicks back so fast, I'm going to put a steeper angle on it. There we go. So this is one of the problems with this knife, and it's a problem that they recognized, and in a later patent, they had a potential solution for it, and so we're probably going to try to implement that solution. Thought about some different things that I might could try, but that's that. So I guess at this point we will we'll get into some patent talk, and we'll talk about these patents.